Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Reenie, and of course this is the Enchanted Planner. How you doing today? We are setting up my planners for April to take my earbud out because it doesn't work with this situation anyway. So I've got my holding planner here, which is what I use, because with the stuff I've got in my planners, by the time close to the end of the month comes, this is pretty chunky. So trying to put another month in there is a little tight. And I don't really want to go to expander discs because I bought a set. I bought them before, but I'm like, these are bloody huge, man. So I'm on the hunt, and I am aware of the tool and the arc and everything else. So I'm working on it. But anyways, this is my holding planner. So I store all kinds of things in here. I've got dashboards in here from different seasons. Got the holiday planning guide from last year from Stephanie at Squared Plans. I have some note paper in here. So this acts as sort of the home for the months until it's closer to the time to move them in to the real planners. And normally I start this video with them all set up in here, but I thought today we're going to do this differently. I'm going to take you along on the ride. So we're going to chat and we're going to pull some months. So let's have some fun, party people. All right, so this is of course my classic vertical. So we'll pull that out. I didn't think about that, about the noise. So my apologies on that. We're going to slide this guy in. And then in order comes my dashboard. I put them in here in the order that I actually put the content out, or the way I use them really. I always check with my classic vertical first, and then I usually go to my dashboard, and then I will go into my health planner and my journal. All right, so this would be my social media setup. So this is the month of April in my dashboard. And then we'll go to the journal and grab the April pages out of here. I so hope they continue with this theme of leaving these lines gray. That is what I'm sending out to the universe. And Michelle, if you're watching this, damn you. Damn you, girl. For those of you that aren't familiar, Michelle is Plan with Michelle. And I join her in her Friday night lives often because it's a riot. You want to have someplace fun to hang out on a Friday night, I highly recommend it. But the other, not this past Friday, oh no, this past Friday when I was her first guest in the Plan With Me TV, we had been talking about a particular planner, and I went and looked it up, or planner cover. It was from Notique, and I'm like, oh my God, that thing is absolutely beautiful. However, by the time you do the conversion into Canadian plus the shipping, I'm like, my husband would probably shoot me. But it is very pretty, and now I want one. And then Kaylin has got me on she sent me a whole bunch of links on Instagram to check out different sizes of discs and this, and I'm like, y'all are a bad influence. You're like total enablers, people. But I love y'all, absolutely. Okay, so let's get back to what we are doing with the setup. Now, starting with the monthly, I reuse most of these sticky notes. Some of them are getting to the point where they're done, like dinner. I'm gonna have to replace them pretty soon, which is why I'm holding them down with other sticky notes. But, okay, so I know I have a doctor's appointment on the 19th, so let's put that in there. And I set this up ahead of time, basically with just the majority of the bills that are on a consistent basis. These are things that come out of my account or off of my credit card, that type of deal. So I just like the reminders there. So that'll fall on Easter Sunday, which means that it'll happen on the, oh, I gotta get this changed out. This is looking terrible. 16th is there. And the moons this month, the new moon is on the 30th, which is way down here. Okay, and then the full moon happens to be on the 16th as well. Look at that, they're both on a Saturday this year, or this month. Okay, so that goes on the 27th. Yeah, these are just all of my, oh, look, I did bring out a replacement already. Oh no, that was because we had 2 new moons in 1 month. Do we have any birthdays this month? We do, on the 20th. Okay, and then this goes on the 4th, and that goes on the 1st, and then this one goes on the 30th, and I'll be adding another one of those because it's time to insure the motorcycle. Although I may opt this time to just pay for the insurance up front and not do the monthly plan because I'm trying to stop having all this stuff coming out of my bank account. I've moved a lot of it over to my credit cards, which is fine because then I get the points for it. So that'll happen there. These are starting to fall off. I need some replacements. The poor little guys. So yeah, this is in short what I do. So I set up with all these little sticky notes, and like I said, I carry them forward month to month until they don't stick anymore, and then I replace them because you don't want to be wasteful. But I use this calendar to sort of keep on top of what bills I've got to worry about or what's coming out, what needs to be taken care of. Some of them are on auto, some of them have to be paid manually. You know, it just sort of keeps everything in check. Then what we do, oops, my sticky notes are falling off. I think it's time to replace them. I wonder if this one's a bit better. We'll just go like that. We'll put that. That's garbage. Okay. No, that doesn't want to stick either. Where's the sticky part? Where's the sticky part? Okay, so now, oh man, they're just not cooperating. I will come back in here and fix that afterwards. Will they stay? Aha. Okay. Next, what we tackle is I will sit down and figure out what sticker books I want to use ahead of time. You know, sometimes I do this based on if there's a particular holiday that happens this week or if there's something to celebrate that week. But I also usually will base this based on what planner challenges are out there because I really enjoy those and they sort of make you think outside of the box sometimes. And that's where I'm stuck because no one has placed out their challenge information yet. So I'm going to do this anyways, and all of this is subject to change without, because you know me, if you've been following me for a while, there's times I've got something planned and I'm like, I'm not feeling that. We're going a different direction. So I think for this month, or sorry, this, I just literally got a whole bunch of new sticker books. I'm very excited about that. You know, it's always the shiny new stuff, right? So I think I want to use the Happy Blooms. That is a beautiful sticker book, and I was able to grab it from Michael's, so I was very excited about that. So I'm gonna do Happy Blooms. This, just forewarning, this will probably be a lot of florals because it's spring and I absolutely love spring and summer. Oops, my sticky note is stuck to another sticky note. Okay, and then I think this one, Good Friday, is in here somewhere. I think it's the 15th, right? It is. So I think this is going to be an Easter related spread. Now, I am not of traditional faith, but I still enjoy a lot of these holidays. They're things that I grew up doing as a kid, right? It's part of everything. I kind of embrace everything. Open to new stuff, and I embrace everything. Okay, so this week, oh, this is Earth Day week. Earth Day would be right there. I wonder if we could figure out to do something centered around Earth Day. That would be fun. Got visions of like trying to print out like a large vision of the world and maybe putting it in the corners. That might be fun. Okay. Then this last week, I also got the Sage book. I really want to use it, but I think it would be a better fit for my health planner, but you never know. We'll see. Okay. There's something else we needed to worry about on here. There's Earth Day, the moons, Good Friday. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Husband Appreciation Day is on the 16th of April. I didn't know that holiday existed. So I'm going to actually see if I can, one, remember it. I'll have to write it down somewhere. And then see if I can't do something nice for my hubby that day. All right. So I think this week, maybe we'll do Sage. Screw it. Let's give it a whirl. Okay. So that finishes up my classic vertical. Now we're into the dashboard. When I set up my dashboard planner, you see all these sticky notes because a lot of them get reused. So for example, I have sort of a running, where'd they go? Oh, I put them down. So this gets all set up like this. Like I know my verticals always go out on Thursday, dashboards go out on Friday, Saturday's horizontal, and health is on Sundays. And then I fill in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with other things. And, you know, and when we get closer to the end of the month, like certain things like the planner set up and my monthly and whatnot will have to be prepared and set forth. So I don't really have a ton of content to plan. It makes it pretty easy that way and a heck of a lot of fun, I might add. But these guys, because there's a possibility that, you know, I may do them again. I already did the spring bucket list, but I just carried it forward apparently. But, you know, I want to do some stuff for the Wellness Wednesday series, and I want to add some more video content into the low cost or no cost planning. So these are things that I keep in mind. I also note in here that my Facebook group content for my business is scheduled to the 29th of April, which means I'll have to go back in there and schedule some more content. I just like everything as automated as possible in the background, because with those automations in place, I'm able to really connect with people, women in particular. But, you know, we got our boys around here. But with all of that automation in place, I can really focus my time, my energy, and my spirit on getting to know people and helping people. And that's sort of my calling. It's what I do. I love my life, right? Okay, so into the dashboard planner. Let us see. I usually try and pick as many sticker books as I can, so I'm not, you know, hit with it out of left field. You know what I haven't done? I haven't done a black and white spread in quite a while, I don't think. So let's do a black and white. That was a terrible sticky note, but it's all good. And then we'll use this guy because they were hanging around. Again, this I think might be something to do with Easter. Maybe I'll do like bunnies and stuff, right? Easter or florals. I have one of the Faith books, and it is the most actually I have a couple of them, but the one I'm thinking of in particular, it has a beautiful color palette, like absolutely gorgeous, and I haven't used it in quite a while, so that's probably a good excuse to use it again. Let us see. Normally I've made a list of sticker books I haven't used in a while, and I forgot to do that today, so I'm trying to go from memory. Okay, so maybe we will do the Fresh Botanicals book, because that's a new one too. Now what I do try and do a lot of the times is if I've got a new book, I try and also pair it with an older one, so I'm still continuing to move through my existing stash. Because, you know, the stickers are no good if they're sitting collecting dust. All right, and for the final week, maybe we'll do a Stick Girls, because, you know, Stick Girls, or maybe a Squad, because I haven't done one of those in a while too. And I usually, they'll end up in my planners at least once a season. It's just how it is. Okay, moving into my journal. Now, let's see. I haven't used, disclaimer, I guess that's probably the right word. This book, or sorry, this planner ends up with a lot of florals. And the reason for that is because this is my journal and I like to use it to write. So florals work really good because I can decorate, you know, the corners or whatnot and still leave myself a fair amount of room to work around for writing. So just, you know, be prepared. But you know what? It's also the season of florals. It is the season of florals, people. Like, florals. I love florals. But I do like to mix it up once in a while with stuff I haven't used. Like I did a bookish spread a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't done bookish in, oh my gosh, I have no idea how long. Okay, maybe we'll do a color story, because I haven't done a color story in a while. And we've got all those color stories that never get used. Okay, so we'll do the color story for that week. And for this week, I think we'll do maybe a princess spread, because I like to do those every once in a while as well. But you know what? Yeah, I'll leave that there. Okay, and then on this week, I think we will do, hang on, let me go have a quick look. Okay, I went and had a look at books I haven't used for a while, or ideas that I had on my list, because every time I get an idea for something, I create a list for it, so I went and looked. We have something to work with now. Should have probably done that beforehand. I'm hoping to have my Alice in Wonderland book soon. It's still sitting in Florida. I've got to get her to ship it, so hopefully, she's been feeling sick, so, you know, it's taken a little bit longer than regular, but that's okay. Okay, so we've crossed off Alice in Wonderland. I also haven't done a farmhouse spread in a while, so let's do that. I could also do modern farmhouse. Okay, let's cross off farmhouse, and then we're into my health planner. Now, I've pulled out, once again, the teacher layout, but I've been flipping back and forth. Right now, I've been using the layout from Squared Plans. I may flip back to this one, or I may not. I don't know yet, but at least I've just pulled it for you know, reference, so I know what I'm doing, right? What about a gardening spread? Because I haven't done one of those either, like a garden spread. I've got all these gardening books, and they never get used because I don't garden, and I couldn't imagine using them for gardening. I don't know. It just makes it, they're pretty. Don't get me wrong. I also have flower fairies on my list of things. because I did a spread with them last year and they were super cute. But that's like, I make my own stickers kind of thing. Although my daughter did grab me some Flower Fairy stuff, so I may pull those out and use them. Okay, and then let's see. I haven't used Out for Adventure either. That's another one that is sort of collecting dust, even though I bought it. Out for Adventure. Okay. This week, let's do Free Spirit maybe. Free Spirit, the lighter one, has all those really pretty kind of tiny florals. Free Spirit. And that is the conclusion. Okay, so now just to recap, got my monthly set up with everything falling apart. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change these out today. They're terrible. They're not sticking at all. So now, I don't know if I mentioned this, but just in the recap here, why I do this is to reduce decision fatigue. We make so many decisions in the course of a day that I find it easier, especially because like I'm running a business on one side and I've got this channel on another, and then I've got my household and there's all these compartments within my life. The less I have to think about or worry about, the easier. And I'm all about simple. So I do this ahead of time. So if I sit down to do a spread, I'm like, oh, I'd already chose Happy Blooms to do this. There's no thought involved. I've done the work ahead of time. It's kind of a proactive approach. Now, like I said, there are days where I sit down and I'm like, well, I'm not really feeling that book. So why don't we do it this way instead? But this helps reduce the amount of decision making that I need to do in order to get the content made for this channel. So that's a wrap, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments, do you pre-plan like this yourself, or do you prefer to sit down and just like pull a book out and go from there? What's your preference, guys? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Sorry, completely, the train in my brain left the building there for a second. That's all, you know, it's all the way it goes sometimes. Thanks for watching, you guys. I greatly appreciate you. You humble me on the daily with your comments and your support and your love. Like, you're an incredible, incredible group of people, and I'm honored and blessed to have you in my life. So warm, heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you. We will see you all again soon. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button while you're here and hit the bell. Ciao.